That's right, that's a fridge in your Tesla. Check it out. Little mini fridge. Yeah, you got your Cokes, Red Bulls. You need your coffee too. You gotta have your Starbucks in there. Not only does it make it cold, you can also make it hot. This thing is a lot of fun, all right? First thing we're gonna do is see what fits, all right? It's not the biggest fridge, but that's good and bad, actually. So I'm gonna try, you know, a few different kinds of cans, water bottles, things like that. Install is like, I thought it was gonna be a little bit difficult, like it wasn't kind of fitting, but then it fits. Don't worry about it, it's super simple. This is not a freezer, it's a refrigerator. It goes about as low as 41 degrees. They say it goes up to 122 degrees. We didn't test that. We didn't test the heating portion of it. I don't know. I honestly, I didn't even think about it because it's like a little refrigerator. So I wanted to like cool things off. But while it says 41 degrees, my friend was driving around using this thing for the last week or so, and there's a little frost built up on the bottom. I think, yeah, it shows up in this video. So yeah, it can get a little frosty in there, and it chilled his drinks just fine. Not sure exactly how quick it got down to that temperature. We were, you know, I was running it for a while, but I kept opening the door to shoot videos and that, but the temperature was dropping nicely. And it depends how hot it is, okay? If it's 140 degrees because your car's been sitting out in the sun with the windows closed, this thing's not going to cool down super quick, all right? It's just not. But if you've got an average day, 75, 80 degrees, yeah, it'll get down to, you know, 40 degrees or so to chill your beverages. It probably pretty quick, you know? I would say within 20 minutes. Not 100% tested, but yeah, it didn't take long for it to get down to those temperatures. Power, again, that's going to depend what it's doing, how much it's cooling or just maintaining temperature. They say it's like 60 watts, so like 0.2 kilowatt hours a day. You know, that's really hard to test, but yeah, this thing, it's so small, it can't be using that much power. I planned on doing a noise test. I'll play, I don't know, like 5-10 seconds when we were sitting in the car and I was shooting some video. You know, it wasn't to do a noise test, but just to give you an idea, it was open and running, and it's like really, really low. Unless you're just being super quiet in the car, you're just not going to hear this thing. Then we're going to also look at just some basic functionality, how to change from Fahrenheit, Celsius, Fahrenheit, back and forth, raise and lower temperature, and then you can lock the display on there too. We show you how to do that. Real quick video. This thing is pretty cool to just have like a little fridge right there in your car for backseat passengers, for really everybody in the car. It's fun. Remember to use that discount code TeslaMark. It will always save you the most amount of money, and it works in all the best places. Yeah, it saves you more than those codes that pop up on the screen, okay? TeslaMark. So I messed the video portion of this up, and I just wanted to look at this a little bit closer, talk about the finish. It's got a good quality look and feel to it. The door has some kind of a texture on it, slightly grippy. Everything else just looks nice and clean. It basically fits in with all of the other OEM finishes, matches real nice. No issues with this really at all. Summarize, looks good. All right, first step, we got to get this bracket in here, and surprisingly, it just kind of like pushed down a little bit and in. It just kind of stuffs in there. Okay, then, all right, I thought this was not going to fit in here because of the floor mat and everything else, but these feet actually, they do push up, and if you just basically keep shoving this thing in here and pulling it back, match up, align these the holes here, it does squish in there and it's staying even without these screws. So let's go ahead and secure it on both sides. All right, that is in. That is odd because we were really pushing on this thing and it was not going in, but somehow plugging this one in first and then doing this, that one, okay, that is wild. All right, now we are powered up. I just don't like it. All right, let's see what we can fit in there. We know it talks about cans, so your standard cans, those fit in there. Yeah, easy 4 cans, no problem. All right, Starbucks bottles, they fit. Obviously, you're going to be able to get your Red Bulls in there. Those are slightly smaller. And your Coke cans, we already put that in there. But yeah, here's a standard water bottle, and yeah, that's a no-go unless you take everything else out. Then you can get it in there diagonally, no problem. There's more room in the top than the bottom, so this fits better. And they did notch these doors up, but will this work? No. Nah, that's not gonna work. Not quite. All right, that's a bummer, but you know, a normal Coke can fits in there. Oh yeah, these are taller. So this is a big 12-ounce Red Bull. It's your normal Coke can, so yeah, that thing's pretty tall. And yeah, there's no way that's gonna fit that way. It might, yeah. All right, so Gatorade can't fit. I think this is the same width as one of those bigger bottles, but I really don't think that a normal size water bottle would fit in there. This is obviously one of the super minis. Oh, that's a warning that you've left the fridge door open. All right, the shelf does come out. Yeah, with that, I mean, you know, you could get one of these in there, and that would be about it. That closes. But you can see you're kind of limited to cans and smaller beverages, but because of that, you've got all this extra room here too. So I've seen some other refrigerators in the back of these cars, and they're like huge. Yeah, you've got more room, but then you take up more room. So it's always give and take. Oh, we just jumped right down to 12. So let's see, how low can this thing go? Change from Fahrenheit to Celsius, Celsius Fahrenheit. Hold the power and minus button down for 3 seconds. All right. Let's get back to Fahrenheit. Let's get back to America. Buttons at the same time. Okay, and then the plus, if you hold plus minus at the same time, it locks out the display. And you see that little lock thing there. If that's on, you can't really do anything, so don't struggle like we did.